guys, so let me just say this right now. My neighbor's dog's going crazy, so if you hear a bunch of barking, I'm sorry. If I could turn it off, I would. But I got a lot of private messages about my disability, so I thought I would share my entire story, just so I don't have to keep writing it over and over again. I will warn you, it's not a pretty story, but it's mine. And I like to think that it has a happy ending. So, here we go. My birth mother and my father got pregnant young. Like 17 young. And my birth mother wanted to get an abortion. My birth father said no. So she tried herself. She was an alcoholic and a drug addict before that point, and she just continued to do it, even though she knew it was wrong. She hoped that in doing that stuff, she'd miscarry me. I know all this because I found her journal from when she was pregnant with me when I was 16. So, yeah. Anyway, well, it didn't work, obviously, but I was born 2.5 months, I believe, premature, and I had a stroke in utero, which caused the cerebral palsy. I didn't even try to sit up on my own or anything, like I wasn't rolling over, sitting up, or anything and they didn't even think anything of it till I was about 15 months old. And they brought it up to the doctor. And, let me go back. When I was born, I was really, really little. Like, my dad's hand is like about the size of both mine put together, and he would hold me in one hand. I was born blue, and I was in the neonatal ICU for a while, and then I was diagnosed with failure to thrive. I couldn't suck on the bottle to get milk or whatever, and so they would have to pump the bottle into my mouth and then massage my throat to make it go down. So I wasn't expected to do a whole lot, to be honest. A doctor told my birth parents, my dad did raise me, but my birth parents, she'll never walk, she'll never talk. So he said either widen your doorways, learn sign language, or put her in an institution. And then another doctor told my dad I wouldn't live past the age of 5. And they couldn't deal with having a disabled child, so they kind of chose to ignore it. Sorry guys, my medication makes me itch. But I did get some treatment when I was really young. I wore AFOs on my legs, if they're leg braces, and I could. When I did start to walk, and it wasn't until I was like 18 months old, almost 2 years old, I think. And I was 22 months old when I took my first step. I used a walker for a long time, and then I moved to using canes, and then by the time I was in 4th grade, I think. I wasn't using any walking aids. It was very obvious I was limping. I looked weird. I mean, it was bad. Um, and I got physical therapy, speech therapy, and occupational therapy, which is like fine motor skill type stuff, through school. And that went all the way through middle school. And then in high school, I was still on an IEP, which is an individualized education program, and I got pulled out for certain classes. But I was relatively off on my own in high school. I wasn't mainstreamed very well. I was thought to be a freak. That was my high school. It was bad. Was made fun of a whole lot. But then by that time it was getting kind of hard to walk again, so I was using canes off and on. And when I met my husband, I was doing pretty well, walking on my own. My hearing had gotten worse, and my hand had gotten worse. I call it chicken foot. I can move it some, but when I'm relaxed or when I'm not doing anything, this is the way it looks. And my pinky does this weird thing, but it's mostly usually up here, or I try to move it down to where, especially when I'm on webcam, I don't want it in camera. And my legs are really skinny. They're actually starting to atrophy now. I've got scars all up and down them. When I was really young, they tried to do some surgery type stuff that did not work. And my feet turn in, and my knees kind of stay together. My hips and my knees don't really do what they're supposed to. But I tried to stay mobile as most as possible before I was put in the chair. I tried to live a normal life. I went to college by myself. That's where I actually met my husband while I was at another college. And I refused to have any help to and from classes. I walked everywhere. My cat just is sneezing, so sorry. Bless you! And I went to clubs. I did all that good stuff. My cat's up on the windowsill, if you can see him. Barely, sun shining in. I was on a swim team for a while. It was for physically disabled people, but I worked out 2 to 3 times a day during that time, because I was under the impression if I did as much as possible, I could like build up my muscle tone. No. Not the case with me. And so that brings us to, my husband and I were together for like a year and a half or so. It was, well, our first anniversary was in March, and I got put in the chair in July, so we've been together for a little over 2 years. And I mean, he knew from the very beginning about my disability. He'd seen it. He knows what it's like for me to have like my muscle tremors, and I like jerk, and I stutter. I can't hear very well. I walk really slow, but he was cool with it, and we made it work. I can't drive. I had a driver's license, but I was terrified. And I'd had to have special equipment, and it was expensive. So he drove me everywhere anyway. We were always together. And I don't do it. I don't, and then in July 4th, I was put in the chair, and the rest is history, I guess. I am very happy. I'm doing really well. Like I said, I'm in college. I started a disability rights student group on my campus. I'm president of it right now, but my reign will end in May, and one of our really good friends was elected president last week. So I'm training him now, and then he'll take over. I'm also president of the Gay Rights Club right now. Thankfully, my friend Brittany, another Brittany, will take it over in May as well. But I try to get around as much as possible. Where I live, my campus is very, very hilly, and so I have to have help outside, but I do as much as possible. I shop by myself at Walmart. Danny will go off by himself, and I'll go off by myself and do my thing. We try to do that in all stores, but some stores I just can't reach stuff, and so he has to tell me that stuff. Like Michael's on our anniversary. I wanted so bad to shop by myself just because it's an independent thing, and I'm weird, and I have to have my independence. And so I tried, but a lot of the Michaels I went to, a lot of it was like up here, and so I could just look at it, and I couldn't get anything. So my hubby had to shop with me and get things for me. But I mean, I've got a great group of friends, a loving husband, 2 crazy cats. I couldn't be happier with my life, honestly. So even though growing up was really tough, and some of what people told me are still in my head, but I'm very happy with where I'm at. I'm proud to be a Willie. I'm proud of who I am. I see the disability as something that's very much a part of me, and an important part. So yeah, that's my story. And I thank you for watching. Now hopefully I don't have to write this all down 100 times. But I'm going to craft for the first time this week. Been a crazy busy week. So I'm going to craft. I'll see you guys later. Bye.